In a rare win for democracy in the 21st century, the Supreme Court has sided with the concept of fair representation. This is after the court did some rather shady action on this very case, but nonetheless, let's just enjoy the high point right now because they have ruled that the people of Alabama are currently, and this might shock you, gerrymandered and are not receiving fair representation. In a southern state, well, they must have gone after the whites, I assume. No, come on. Black folks have been marginalized yet again. This is the CRT that we should be learning about.
A surprise decision by the U.S. Supreme Court, the High Court ordering Alabama officials to redraw the state's congressional maps to allow an additional black majority district to account for the fact that the state is 27% black. The decision that affords additional opportunities for minority voters now to elect the candidate of their choice comes as a surprise given the conservative majority on the court. This was a 5-4 decision with Chief Justice John Roberts and Brett Kavanaugh joining with the court's liberals in affirming a lower court ruling.
Okay, so taking just a pinch of wind out of those sails, it really wasn't a surprise. It I don't know, at least to me. And in full disclosure, I've been wrong about plenty before. It just what they actually did was take this case, which looked like, because it's pretty much open and shut, it looked like it was going to be ruled this way anyway at the state level. They took it out of the state level and they said, we'll look at it. But when they did that, they allowed the existing gerrymandered districts to get one more election, thus ensuring that even though it was an obvious case of gerrymandering, the people who gerrymandered would get to benefit from it at least one more time. But why would they not then just say, nope, they can keep this? Because they are already having legitimacy concerns. And this is such an egregiously racist case of gerrymandering that they could not have... they would have more or less been begging us to just abolish the Supreme Court. So, I wouldn't say that this is a sign that the Supreme Court's going to start being the good guys. No. But it's better than it could have been, which is they could have said, meh, we're kind of going all in on the U.S. just becoming a full-on dystopia. We're going to say no. So it is a good thing. Don't let me take too much wind out of those sails. It's a good thing. This means that instead of it being an even harder race next year, we're more likely to win back the House. More likely to be another seat that goes to Democrats. And it makes me really sad that a majority black district is almost guaranteed to be Democrat, because it shouldn't be so obvious to a demographic that they specifically are being attacked by a political party which is for some reason allowed to exist in the United States. The voters en masse should look at that and say, what the hell's the matter with you? But I'll tell you, if you need a better example of how not far we've come, what did you say, 27%? How many districts does Alabama have? What do they have? They have 7? That's the black population in Alabama being 27%. Before they used to have one district. So that's 14-ish percent. So, roughly speaking, back in the day, we said that a black person, horribly, to our shame, we said that a black person was worth 3/5 of a white person. And how far have we come in the 150 whatever years since then? Black person is worth half of a white person in Alabama. At least until this court decision. They only let them say that once. Maybe that's progress, maybe that's regression. Regardless, we need to stomp the Jim Christ out of the Republican Party in 2024. That ultimately is the answer, and the great news is it just got easier. We need a blue House, a blue Senate, and a blue White House. Let me say that in a way that makes it easier to make the point. We need a blue White House, a blue Senate, and a blue House. And that last part right there, that just got easier for 2024. Let's see what y'all have to say.